Hello and welcome to April's edition of Shropshire Business Live TV. We're back on the road this month, Carl.
We are. The sun is out, spring has sprung, and we're visiting lots of different events around the county in this edition, starting right here at the Shropshire Business Festival at Wrekin College.
So here we are at Shropshire Business Festival 2024 and with Beth Heath, one of the organisers for Shropshire Festivals. Year 2, Beth.
Year 2, and it's very exciting. The sun is shining and we've got over 60 exhibitors. We've got loads of activities for people to take place. Around me I can see so many cool things happening. The Tourism Expo's just opened and we've got just over 700 people signed up to come today, which is super cool.
It's really good. Is there a demand for this then, for businesses getting together?
Yeah, so last year it was kind of a toe in the water. Let's see how this goes. Let's see if everybody else has the same feelings as me, that they want business networking and exhibiting to be a little bit different to what it traditionally has been. And I think the fact that we've sold out before we've really put it out there on stand space, and people have been so keen to sign up to come along. 700 businesses coming is not something to be sniffed at in a second year. And so I think the demand is really there and people got a lot from it. The exhibitors last year did a lot of business, and I mean that's what we're all here for, to do business. Yep. We picked up new business from it, and so did other people. And if you can get new business, have a really nice burger, an ice cream, throw an axe, drive a lorry, see some cool business stands. Yep. What more do you want out of life?
Absolutely. There's so much going on here this afternoon. So the feedback last year then, obviously good. So here we are for year 2. And what a great location, Wrekin College as well.
Wrekin College is like one of those stunning locations that lots of people haven't visited. I mean, it's a brilliant school. And the grounds are lovely. So they've got the big sports halls, so we're using those as exhibition halls. But obviously they've got car parking. They're in the middle of Telford and Shrewsbury, so it's easy for everybody to get to. And they've been really accommodating, so we're extremely grateful to Wrekin for it.
Brilliant. Well, we're looking forward to having a wander around during the festival today, and we'll show it all on Sbltv.
Brilliant. Have you got some suntan lotion?
Yeah, I think so. We need it, don't we, today? Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you, Beth.
Thank you.
Great to catch up with Beth there. So earlier this month, Shropshire Council held the Leadership Conference. It took place at Theatre 7 in Shrewsbury. Our man Carl Jones was there. Let's find out and take our first look at what was going on.
So when we wanted to find out what this event was all about, I thought, let's go straight to the top. Introduce yourself, tell me a bit about you and your job.
Yeah, brilliant, thanks Carl. Yeah, so I'm Sam Collins-Lafferty. I'm the HR and OD manager at Shropshire HR, which is within Shropshire Council.
So you have been masterminding the team behind this event?
Yes, I have, and I'm pleased to say obviously this is our 4th year we've been running the event, and it's good to see that there's lots of atmosphere, conversations, again, underway.
There's a real buzz, isn't there? I mean, from your point of view, what are the objectives? What do you want people to get out of an event like this?
Yeah, I think what's really important as a result of the COVID pandemic is that networking, being able to connect with other businesses, and ultimately putting Shropshire on the map in terms of a great place to come and visit, work and live. Obviously lots of events we would go to would be up north or down south, and actually we've got a beautiful venue here in Shrewsbury and a number of businesses coming together, so yeah, it's really good.
What I thought was really good to hear in the hall this morning, and I'm sure you did as well, is when some of the people said, you expect to have to go to London for events like this. That's great to hear, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And when we first created our first event in 2019, the Shrewsbury Town Football Ground, that's what we wanted to bring together, was all the leaders, managers, etc., in order to kind of have a thought-provoking day and take something away that puts the learning back into the local economy, etc.
And you finally managed to get Michael Heppel after a couple of years of trying to get diaries to work out, didn't you?
Yeah, exceptional. Really pleased to have Michael today, so thank you to him and to all the other speakers, because again without them and the exhibitors today actually wouldn't be possible, so yeah, really pleased.
How are you going to top this next year?
Yeah, very good question. There's lots of conversations being had in terms of, right, Sam, you and the team planning next year's. A lot of work goes into the event, as you would expect, so yeah, we need to kind of enjoy today and the buzz of that, and then yeah, we'll kind of get back to the drawing board board next week. But again, what's really important is the feedback from the delegates, understanding actually what worked for them, but also what would they like to see for the next conference. So again, we'll collect that feedback and then we'll start the planning. So
Well, they've certainly been really engaged with the presentations that we've had so far today, haven't they, which is a good sign.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, really good Q&As. So yeah, really, really good.
Great to see you. Thanks for your time.
No, brilliant. And you. Thank you. Take care.
Well, I'm delighted to be joined now by Michael Heppel, who's been one of our first keynote speakers at the event today. Energy's not a problem for you, is it, getting up and on stage and doing things like this?
Energy's probably my superpower. You know, sometimes people say, do you ever run out of energy? And the answer is no. I'm very, very fortunate. I keep going all the time, a bit like a Duracell bunny. My wife isn't always as keen as on my levels of energy as I am, but when I do that type of stuff, it's important.
So what do you do in your downtime then?
More of this. No, I don't. I do wood turning. I love wood turning. I love reading. Passionate reader. And Lego.
Lego's quite therapeutic, actually, isn't it?
Love the Lego. Yeah, it's a big thing. Definitely.
You go for straightforward constructions because you can build anything in Lego these days.
Complex, man. More complex the better. Definitely.
Now listen, I wasn't going to ask you how you are today because I know the answer from listening to the presentation. You're brilliant. That's what we should always say, isn't it? Not bad.
I say brilliant, and I think it's a nice little hook to remind yourself, because you probably get asked 20, 30 times a day, how are you? Most people will say something like not bad or fine, and that kind of sets the tone. If somebody says, how are you? Say, I'm brilliant, thank you. Big smile on your face. That sets the tone for the next few minutes with them.
And you've had people on their feet, you've had them dancing, you've had them waving their hands in the air.
Yeah.
Getting people out of their comfort zone is a big theme for you, isn't it, in terms of sort of realising, you know, where the ceiling is that you can smash through.
I mean, this is a leadership conference, so leaders need to be out of their comfort zones all the time. This idea of, I'll be a leader and I'll stay in my office, I'll be a leader but I don't really want to make a decision, doesn't work. You've got to be out of your comfort zone, you've got to make decisions, you've got to show people that you can step out and overcome the fears that other people are feeling, and they'll follow you, they'll do the same.
I know that, you know, in the introduction that I gave you, we said that in 2001 you set out to hopefully influence 1 million people, which you've clearly smashed out of the park now. I just wonder, how much has your presentation you were doing back then changed over the years?
It's completely different, yeah, of course. I mean, it changes every time for every event. We have some sort of signature stories, a few things that we do tend to use again and again, but I mean, the world that we lived in then, and we used to talk about, you know, these brilliant organisations, some of them don't exist anymore. So they're not brilliant forever. And that idea, becoming brilliant is one thing, staying brilliant is something else. We used to get people to shout out the names of highly successful people. They've all changed. So it's a very different world that we're in now, and it'll be different again in the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years.
I think one of the important things that you spoke about there is just because you're a good business, if people don't know you're a good business or believe you're a good business, then you're not a good business, are you?
Well, I think the other thing is good isn't good enough. Don't be a good business, be a brilliant business. Now, a friend of mine set a goal that he wanted to be the Amazon of vehicle leasing, and people were like, oh, that's a bit of that's a funny thing to say, Amazon. He goes, Amazon are the best at what they do. There's nobody better. So think about what Amazon would do if they took over your business, and do that now before they do.
What are the most common, you must have done hundreds, thousands of these kind of events now, what are the most common things people want to talk to you about when you come to events like this?
Weirdly, there's two or three things. One, how did you get started? Which I think is just a terrible, boring questions. So I always skirt past that one. Secondly, people have a personal situation and they'll go, I would love to be brilliant, but, and there's a reason why they don't. And I've heard them all. And if it's your truth, fine. If you don't want to be brilliant, that's okay. But usually what they're telling me is, I want to be brilliant, this is the challenge, give me a clue. So they'll do that. And then, of course, they'll say, where can I buy your books? They don't always say that.
And I bet you tell them.
But if they did, yeah, michaelheppel.com.
Nicely done, sir, very smooth. I mean, you talked a lot about the importance of people being put out of their comfort zones. And for many people, getting on stage, speaking in public, doing this sort of thing, is the thing they're most terrified about. I speak to people who they won't go to networking events because they've got to do their 60-second presentation. And how do people get over that? Can anyone do it?
I think first you've got to manage your state. So you've got to be in the right state rather than at right state. A lot of people, before they go and do a presentation, say they have to do something. I've got to do a presentation at work. They're at the side of the stage, at the side of the room, their breathing's all wrong, their shoulders are up here. So get away from the fear and start and change that to excitement. A few small changes. Take your breathing down there, put your shoulders back, get a smile on your face, and make sure your first sentence is absolutely nailed. And don't deviate from it. I do the same start for every keynote. And there's a reason for that. I need to get into it. I need something that people are going to react to in a certain way. It might change after that, but the first sentence is always the same.
But that's the same if you walk into a board meeting, to a networking event, anything, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. You've got to know your outcome as well. great start, great finish, and know what you want from it.
Anything still left on your bucket list to achieve then?
That's a good question. I mean, yes, loads of things, but it changes all the time. If you'd asked me that 15 years ago, I really wanted to be on television. I started to work with a few television celebrities, coaching them and stuff like that. I thought, this is going to be where I want to go. It didn't happen, and I'm delighted. Because I go to dinner with these people now, they're bothered all the time, and I'm just like, get on with my life. So I'm pleased that didn't happen. But there's a few other things. Yeah, I'm a grandparent now. I want to be a brilliant granddad. What does that look like? What does that mean? What sort of things do brilliant granddads do? So I'm studying that, and I'm also transitioning from being that person who's front of house and on stage to being more of a coach in the background. So I'm having to do that as well, which is really interesting.
Now you've been on Shropshire Business Live TV, Michael, though, that celebrity thing.
Is that it?
It could take off now, who knows?
I was wandering along the Severn and people would kind of grab a hold of me.
You were able to wander down by the River Severn last night. You go out there in a couple of weeks' time, it'd be very different. Great to see you. Thanks so much.
Thanks ever so much. It's been brilliant.
Well, I'm here now with John Williams, the Chief Executive of the Institute of Leadership. And John, I guess when we've got an event which is all about the future of leadership, you're the ideal person to be here, aren't you?
Well, it's very kind of you to say that, Carl. Actually, thank you very much. And I'm delighted to be here, not least because actually this event coincides with the Institute's International Leadership Week. So what better time for the event and for me to be part of this event?
Almost like it's intended, don't you think? Tell us a bit about the Institute and what you do.
We are a 75-year-old charitable institution. We represent about 50,000 or so existing and aspiring leaders all around the world in more than 71 countries. And essentially what we try to do is to help more people become better leaders more of the time.
And a flavour then of what you delivered at the event here today a little bit earlier. It's very difficult, isn't it? Because you don't specifically know which kind of people and what size of businesses and what sectors they've come from. How do you pitch what you do?
Well, one of the I almost call it the beauties, I guess, of leadership is that it applies to every single organisation of every single size, and interestingly to everybody in every organisation, because leadership is not something only done by the people at the top, of course. It's actually done by everybody in the organisation.
What are some of the key issues for leaders at the moment, and maybe how different are they now to if you were giving this presentation, say, 5 or 6 years ago?
I think the single biggest change, I think, and not just in the last 5 or 6 years, maybe even the last 2 or 3 years, is this cliche about the pace of change. And I think it was even back as far as 2018, Justin Trudeau said, the pace of change has never been so fast and it will never be so slow again. And actually we are seeing that accelerated pace of change. And because leadership is essentially about managing how organisations face change, the challenge for leaders is keeping up with the pace of change, both externally and, of course, within their own organisations.
Is one of the challenges as well not to be frightened of it all?
Yes is the short answer. And I think one of the core components of leadership, I guess, really needs to be courage.
And courage can come in completely different ways, can't it? Courage to throw yourself into the unknown, courage to embrace artificial intelligence, or courage sometimes just to stick to your guns, isn't it?
Well, for me, essentially the two types of courage. One of them is to do what is necessary, the courage to do what you have to do, whatever the context. The other one, and this is something that many leaders actually find challenging, is the courage to not do something when actually one feels like one ought to do something.
And I guess that happens a lot at the moment, because if people are just always trying to look for the next big, shiny, sexy, exciting thing, aren't they? And if somebody's tried something, I mean, AI is a typical example of this, isn't it? Everybody's just banding the word around AI without maybe going into too much detail about which part of AI, how you use it, what it's for. Everybody just says, AI, I need to get involved, without thinking why or how, don't they?
Yeah, I love the way that AI is in absolutely everything, everywhere at the moment. It's not possible to have anything without AI in it. And I think for me, the challenge about having the courage to not do something is that we are faced all the time with demands from our teams, from our customers, from our suppliers. Do something. The world is changing. You're a leadership figure. Do something. And actually, the right thing very often is to say, let me think about it.
Yeah, thinking time. I'm all in favour of that. Although you can think too much, can't you, sometimes as well? What if there was one particular message that you wanted to leave people with from this today? What was it?
I think I remember somebody said to me once, what's the best piece of advice you've ever had in business? And I couldn't think of it, but I said, I know what the worst piece of advice is. Hurry up. That's the worst thing that anybody can do, and really think, reflect, and then act.
A sound piece of advice and a good place to leave it. John, great to catch up with you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much indeed, Carl. Great to see you again.
Now, branded for the occasion and with a perfect stand here for the weather we've got today, Chris Burt. Good to see you. Tell me what you've got here today.
So we've got Shropshire Ice Cream Company, which Shropshire Beth bought, and I now run this.
So you say run it. Do you get to choose flavours and all? How does it work?
100%. So we make the ice cream. We also distribute the ice cream, and this year we're going to massively promote it because we've got lots of up and coming projects, of which this is going to play a major part.
I'm looking just over your shoulder. Unicorn flavoured ice cream, vegan vanilla, mango sorbet. You must be having great fun with all this.
It's fantastic. I mean, that's actually one of the best bits of the jobs, is going through flavour profiles. So, like for instance, today we brought the Kinder Bueno. We thought we'd give it a try. It's fantastic.
Is this a sort of market research ongoing when you come to an event like this as well to see what sells well?
Yeah, because back at the unit we've developed lots of different flavours, but they're testers. So we can try them out here, because obviously this year we've got both Ludlows, we've got Shrewsbury, we've got Bike for Life. So potentially there's thousands and thousands of new customers that we want to reach, but not just from this, obviously retail as well. So we do sell to a number of actually high-end restaurants and hotels throughout Shropshire, but actually I think there's more scope to broaden that, because a lot of the ice creams that restaurants do buy, known from my own personal experience, is not very good.
What's your, if I could say to you, Chris, you can only have one flavour ice cream today, what would you go for?
Vanilla. It would be
with a twist? There's always a Chris Burt twist to things.
No, because when we make this, I've tried them all 1,000 times, and you do get a little bit fed up with the flavours, but the one I never get fed up with is the vanilla, because it's made with whole eggs, and it's when it comes out, it's got a different mouthfeel to all the other ice creams. It's a lot more silky, it's a lot more smooth, and tastes like custard.
Well, I better leave you to make the most of this beautiful weather, and good to catch up with you.
Yeah, come and see us for an ice cream.
Thanks, Chris. I will do. Unicorn for me later on.
Unicorn. Lovely. Cheers, buddy. Cheers.
As we have a wander around the Shropshire Business Festival, I've just met Tom from Small Woods. Tom, tell us a little bit about Small Woods.
Yeah, so Small Woods, we're a UK-wide charity, and we give people, like woodland owners, we give them a bit of advice about how to manage their woodlands and stuff. We run lots of courses over at our headquarters in Coalbrookdale, just down the road, and so we run lots of courses to do with woodland management and crafts. So I'm just doing a bit of demonstrating today. I'm doing some work on an old traditional device called a shave horse, and I'm just preparing some components for a little gate hurdle. But yeah, we do all sorts of courses in sort of making stools and chairs, and lots of greenwood crafts and woodland management stuff really. So and we also work quite a lot with the local Telford. Kind of with people who are out of work and things. We run a lovely project called Build a Bench, which is aimed at people that are out of work, often people recovering from a bit of life trauma, sometimes recovering addicts, sometimes people that are socially isolated and things, and they come on a programme with us for 12 weeks, 1 day a week, and it's called Build a Bench. So they start off, they make their own little spatula, then they make a stool and learn some of the skills, and then at the end of the programme they work as a group to design and build a bench, which we then donate to a local charity. It might be something that's helped them along their way really, and so that's a lovely little project that we run in the week. And we do various other projects like that. So we do lots of community woodland management projects where we engage people that are sort of looking for things to do, that are disengaged with society perhaps, and they come in and they kind of get involved with sustainable woodland management, and so kind of everyone wins really. It's sort of I think when anybody does any of this craft, the thing they say more than anything is this is therapeutic, and I think that's sort of, I'm lucky that I get to sort of do it and call it my job. But yeah, a lot of people that come, they get into it and they then want to come and volunteer with us and things. So we're here today just sort of demonstrating what we do and looking to sort of promote what we do, and also maybe secure a bit more funding, or look at different projects that we want to get on with. So
How easy is it to find funding at the moment? Because we're hearing a lot of people, funding has been cut for organisations.
Yeah, it's tricky. I think I'm not too involved with it. I tend to try and stay outside and play in the woods, but I know that that it's certainly become more difficult. Like we're very much bound by funding, so it kind of, every so many years there's a new funding stream and we get access to it, but then once that dries up, it can be very difficult to then to keep those things going. And when you're working with people and communities that are sort of really depending on you, it's kind of vital that there's a continuation in those things. And one thing that we're noticing at the Greenwood Centre, the centre's been there for 30 years, I think, very soon, and a lot of the buildings that we've got are made out of wood, and so that has a lifespan really, and so we need to do a lot of work on the infrastructure and stuff, and so we sort of need to try and get some money together to try and repair and renovate some of the places. So yeah, we rely very heavily on volunteers at the moment, and also just obviously getting funding in. So events like this are vital to sort of just expose ourselves to the local community and things, and try and get people interested in the woods and stuff really. So.
Absolutely, Weston. I better let you carry on. If people want to find out more information, how can they do that? Have you got a website?
Yeah, our website is www.smallwoods.org.uk, where you can find all sorts of information about the different projects that we do. You can see the courses that we're running and things. I think we've got a presence on Facebook and Instagram and stuff as well. So if you search out Small Woods UK or Coicleal if you're in Wales, you'll find us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Tom. I'll let you carry on.
Thanks very much.
Never argue with a man with an axe, that's what they say, isn't it? Chris from Timberjacks in Shrewsbury. This is not the typical kind of thing you see at a business networking event, is it?
No, but the beauty of axe throwing is that anyone, it's for anybody. We do a lot of corporate events as well. If staff are feeling stressed out with their day-to-day office job or factory job, they get us down with the trailer and do some throwing with them, and it's beneficial for the business and for the employees as well.
I bet, as a customer relationship kind of thing, it must be great because people love doing this sort of thing.
Yeah, you meet so many interesting people, doing this, and it's a sport that anyone can do. There's no restrictions on who can do this. We have taught people that have been handicapped, and anyone can do this. Anybody.
So what's your background then? How did you get involved in this?
So I started off as a customer. I used to go down to Timberjacks in Shrewsbury as a customer. Just used to go down there for fun because I was in a factory job at the time, so it was just a way to de-stress and just throw some axes. I built up a bit of a rapport with the owners, and then next thing you know, it's offered a job, and here I am 4 years later, all over the country teaching axe throwing to people. So
still loving it, obviously.
Yeah, it's great. Like I said, you never. It's always a different place. You're always at a different place. You're meeting different people. You're seeing, meeting everybody. It's great.
So it's the idea of being at an event like this then to try and see if you've got some companies that fancy having a go at this for team building events and things like that.
Yeah, so that's exactly what it is, to be fair. Because a lot of companies, a lot of staff. It's a bit of a grind for a lot of people, at work and everything. So with axe throwing, it's a good way to de-stress. It's proven popular in a lot of businesses that axe throwing and a team building exercise is beneficial. And that's what we want to try and promote here to a lot of businesses.
Brilliant. Well, I'm not perfectly dressed for this today, but thankfully we've got some other volunteers who are. So
you don't have to wear a flannel for this.
Do you not? That's all right. You don't have to wear a suit either.
No, it's fine.
So, no, we've got some volunteers who are going to demonstrate for us now, but thank you for your time. Have a good day.
Thank you. Cheers. Thank you.
Well, we're here with our friends from the Shropshire Community Foundation here. Introduce yourself. Tell me about your role within the foundation.
I'm Dean Harris. I'm one of the founding trustees for the Shropshire Community Foundation.
Hi, I'm Ruth Martin. I'm a trustee at the foundation and I'm looking after the PR and comms.
Engaging with businesses is crucial, right?
Absolutely. It's not only to draw in funds from the businesses, but also so that they can spread the word about what we're doing and make sure that they're engaging with what's going on in the communities. I mean, it's so important from a CSR point of view, and we very much see ourselves as we can be the outsourced CSR for them if they want us to be.
I also feel like maybe since COVID, there's been more of an awareness of the need to get involved in your local community, support Shropshire companies, support Shropshire causes. Do you see that?
Absolutely. I think when things get taken away from us, we realise what really matters. And we all looked around and went, there's some really great people doing things there. There's some really great community projects. There's people who need help and support. And we've all got to kind of pitch in and help. And that's where kind of the businesses can really help us to help all of those people as well.
Well, I always think what's really interesting at an event like this is you never quite know which kind of people are going to be here, though, do you? And where to pitch some sort of networking presentation.
No, and that's not my forte, as you all know. But very much we thought it was important to shout about what we're doing. We're 12 months old, just over. Have had an amazing first year, and it was quite important that we got out there so that people understand it's like, in Shropshire, for Shropshire and about Shropshire, and it's very much pan Shropshire, so it's Telford and Wrekin as well. But yeah, it's interesting seeing the different organisations that are here, different people doing their things. No, it's so far so good.
Interesting what you said there, though, because that's a dilemma in itself, isn't it? The title of an organisation and letting people know that you're not just for the Shropshire Council area, you're part of Shropshire and Telford and Wrekin as well. I mean, we know that from Shropshire Business Live TV. Sometimes they think we exclude Telford, but far from it, isn't it, in your case?
Oh, absolutely. I think there's so much that's happening in Telford and Wrekin that, we're part for every single little bit of Shropshire. We're such a diverse county. Market Drayton's so different from somewhere like Bishop's Castle. So, but we're actually doing work across kind of all of those different areas. So Telford and Wrekin, very welcome in our boundaries.
And finally, so what's your pitch to businesses? What do you want businesses to help you with?
Two things really. We would like them to give us funds that we can then go and invest, and the proceeds from those funds we can make sure it gets back out into the community in the county where it's very much needed. Also then the CSR side of things, so that if you've got individual organisations that don't know where to start, we can help them from that point of view as well. But also we can coordinate and help with volunteering opportunities and things like that. So there's quite a range of things, but we also want them to shout about what we're doing as well. So.
Excellent.
Our investors and community scheme is an ideal opportunity for businesses to get involved, so they can come and join us and then be involved, getting to see the projects kind of unfolding, coming together to help celebrate for kind of dinners and kind of other things that might be happening across the year. So our Shropshire Investors Community Scheme is a really excellent way that they can then help the people, but also kind of get to see more of what's happening in the county.
And give something back, which is great at the same time, isn't it? Great to see you. Hope you have a good festival. Thank you.
Enjoy the day. Thank you. Take care.
Bye. 3 individual sensors: optical, heat, and carbon monoxide, combined in one alarm for the ultimate fire and CO response. Introducing the EI3030, the next evolution in home life safety. Maximising coverage, whilst making installation simpler, easier and future-proof with the Easy Fit base. The EI3030 multi-sensor fire and carbon monoxide alarm is available to order now. Safety first. Eco first.
You're watching Shropshire Business Live TV. We're at the Shropshire Business Festival at Wrekin College this month, and now it's time to catch up with Carl Jones and our Ask the Expert, Nick Jones.
Now, before we meet Nick for our Ask the Expert slot, we're going to talk to one of his colleagues, Sean Clifford from Throgmorton Associates, about an event that's going to be happening here at the Castle Country Club in Rowton next week. Sean, the clue's in the t-shirt, I know, but tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Hi Carl, thanks for having us today. Yeah, so what we're looking to do is we're looking to raise as much money as possible for Pancreatic Cancer UK. We're here at Rowton Castle. We'll be doing a swimathon on May the 4th. And we're going to try and raise as much money as possible, all in aid of my friend Ian and his wife, who sadly passed away.
Which, Ian, then means this is a really, really poignant and personal thing then to do.
Yeah, it really is. It's to raise as much money as we possibly can to support Pancreatic Cancer UK charity, but also raise awareness of the disease, because it's one of the top 3 deadliest cancers that there are. My wife started feeling unwell towards the end of March, received a diagnosis in the middle of April, and she died before the end of May. It's absolutely brutal. And one of the reasons she was feeling unwell for a little while, and she just thought it was tiredness, and you don't immediately go to the doctors. But if we'd had more awareness, we knew what the symptoms were, she may have had more of a chance. Now, most people who are diagnosed with pancreatic cancer die within 3 months of having the diagnosis, and 80% of people are diagnosed too late for anything to be done to save their lives. So it's about raising awareness as well, because it's something that the symptoms are quite routine: indigestion, a little bit of weight loss, fatigue. So really it's a case of making people aware of it and referring themselves sooner rather than later to give themselves a chance.
And Darryl, as the owner of the club here, I guess you were, as soon as you heard about this cause, you were happy to allow your facilities to be used for this then?
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, we are a small local facility. Sean came to me and said, I've got an idea, what do you think? And I was blown away by just clearly the lack of knowledge really on pancreatic cancer. Unfortunately, I am a sufferer of somebody who's lost somebody from cancer, not pancreatic, but cancer. And if I can, and I'm in a lucky position to be able to help, I just thought it's the right thing to do. A local person, family, and let's just be part of it and help out.
And the pool just behind us here is where it's all going to be happening on the 3rd. Well, it's become a 2-day event, isn't it? 3rd and 4th of May, is it?
It has now. So it started off originally as a group of 6 looking to swim the English Channel, but the sort of the local hero that Siobhan was and the love that went out, it's just grown and grown. It's actually become something quite beautiful, really. We have 25 people now, and that's why we've used Routing to help with logistics. And on May the 4th, there's going to be 25 people constantly swimming in that pool, just trying to raise money and raise awareness of pancreatic cancer. So we started off about trying to swim the equivalent of the English Channel. I think we're going to be trying to swim there and back and then some now as well.
Navigate Africa by the sound of it. We've got enough people to do that.
We'll
how many lengths does it involve to swim the channel?
I think we worked out it was going to be about 2,200. So between 6 of us, it was going to be quite a good session. Between 25, obviously, that amount became a lot smaller. So that's why we're looking to go as far beyond that as much as possible.
Yeah. And so tell me a bit about how people can find out more about it. I know you've got a QR code which we'll put on the screen now.
Yeah, we've got a QR code, we've got a Just Giving page, which is the most straightforward way of donating. There's a link that takes us straight to a little bit more about mine and Siobhan's personal story. We had an initial target, we thought a couple of £1,000, didn't we, that we would be a respectable amount. I think we achieved that in 7 or 10 days, and we're well above 3,000 now. So Just Giving page, if anyone feels that they're able to donate and support, would be wonderful via the QR code.
Excellent. And as far as the club goes here, I mean, I struggled to find a car parking space this morning. You're obviously doing all right.
We're doing well. We're doing well. Yeah, it is what it's all about since COVID. Well-being has just become massive. And we're just here for people to do what they've got to do and enjoy it. That's the main thing, which is what it's all about.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, good luck with the challenge.
Thank you, Carl.
All the details, as we said, Just Giving, the QR codes you've seen there, and 3rd and 4th of May. Good luck. You haven't got to worry about the weather either. It's a good thing.
It's a good thing. Or temperature water.
No, absolutely. Good to see you and good luck with it all.
And thanks to Darryl as well.
No, absolute pleasure.
Amazingly generous.
No problem. May the 4th be with you.
Sorry, that's loving
so
it. Loving it. Thanks a lot.
Pleasure. Pleasure.
Well, Nick, good to see you, and great to see Sean getting stuck into a really important and worthwhile cause there.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a good member of the team. He's always got a big heart, and Ian's a really good friend of his. I didn't get to meet Ian's wife, sadly, but it's going to be a tremendous event. Hard work as well. You know, we as a practice we do embrace challenge, but he's been here training mornings, getting on with it, and organising the event itself. So I think he and Ian they've really appreciated the sponsorship and the support of the club. But it's going to be a great family-friendly event, so fair play to them. Good luck.
Absolutely, 2,500 lengths. Yeah, good luck with them.
Yeah.
Now, some of the finance questions that we want to talk about this month have all got a fairly common theme, haven't they, Nick? In that it's people coming to a crossroads and having to make a decision that they've maybe been looking to kick down the road a little bit more. Yeah. We've had a question from a viewer that we'll get to in a minute, but you've got a couple of examples of clients you've spoken to this month along this theme, haven't you?
Yeah, quite often when it comes to financial planning, people have the need for advice, but sort of put it off. It's like making a will. It's like, I don't know, getting things organised. It's like sorting your pension arrangements out. It's always, that's for another day. There'll be another time when I've got more time to do that stuff. Truth is, you're probably never going to have more time than you've got now. So knuckle down and get on with it, really. But we were approached by a gentleman, lovely fella. He's 60 this year. He's then retired from the job that he was in. He's been encouraged to resign, which is great. So he's got a lump sum. He's got various assets that he's put by over the years. He's never had financial advice, and he's been very senior. So he's got some significant assets. But the question for him and his wife was, have we got enough to now not have to work ever again? And you could say, well, actually, surely you know that or not, but actually, you've got to get under the numbers. You've got to get to assess every plan. So we went and had a review meeting at his home, a discovery meeting we call it. He had a table full of paperwork, which is not unusual, sadly, because providers love sending paperwork out to people. And actually, we went through the process. Okay, well, how much do you need? What have you currently got? What's where? What options, what opportunities do you have to extract income from different places? And then and there, within about an hour and a half, I could prove financially they don't actually have to work for income ever again.
And presumably there's a middle level as well to this, that you could just taper away and just say, well, just do a little bit or work a couple of days a week or something like that.
Yeah, and most people now are doing that. They aren't doing the cliff edge anymore. They are doing the taper. They are doing the glide path into retirement, as we call it. And that works for a lot of people because you've still got something to get up for. You've still got a need to jump out of bed and get on with things and a purpose, because that's another. We talk about that sometimes, a psychological deficit of not having something to physically do with your time, not having a demand. If you've been a business owner, you've been a company director, you've had a lot of demands, all of a sudden, Friday that finishes, Monday you've not got that again. The first couple of weeks feels like a holiday. After that, it's who am I? What do I do? What's my purpose?
The mental side of it shouldn't be underestimated either, should it? Because you can say to someone, look, here, the numbers say that you're okay, you're financially secure. But unless they feel it, it's different, isn't it? So.
Yeah. Well, for this couple, it's like most people. They have slightly different mindsets about things. So the lady was a bit more cautious. It's not always that way around. Sometimes it's the lady a bit more adventurous, but she's a bit more cautious. He'd said, I think we'll be okay. That didn't cut it. That wasn't quite enough for her to be able to relax and sleep at night, knowing that they'd made the right decision. So with me going through all the details, I've got a lot of research to do now and come back properly with a cash flow forecast. We use some sophisticated software for that, but it will prove it that actually, if their income needs are as they've said, they're going to be okay. And then if he does want to work for money, it might be 2 or 3 days, it might be as a consultant, it might be a non-executive director, because he's got some great skills, he's only just out of the workforce, so he's a really good guy to have around. It might be that they have a local good cause or a national good cause that they want to spend some time dedicating to, so helping develop and making those sustainable. So
take it from me, wives never believe their husbands. They always want outside validation to prove that they're being told.
Well, it was lovely because we're very privileged that they share all of the information, all their goals and aspirations, and not many people would know that sort of thing, that they don't talk openly about it because people don't. But it was lovely. It's a privileged position to be able to afterwards say, you're going to be okay, and here's why, and just go through. And because they've got a good idea of what they need, we can do that. If it was, well, I don't know, it might be then, it might be then, it might be this much, it might be that much, then the answer's going to be woolly if you've got a woolly brief. But if you've got to define, this is what we need, and for them it's £5,000 a month. We need £5,000 a month. The other things to factor in then, okay, well, you're both going to qualify for state pension, so we did the forecasts. We went on Government Gateway and did forecasts with them. That's proven some guaranteed income. They've got other
the gap
things
you need to make up.
Absolutely, and the tweak. So the whole thing with the cash flow is what's going to come in when that's guaranteed. How much do you need to make up the gap from the pot you've already built up? So, and every year then there'll be a tweaking rather than reinvent the plan. It's good. Well, how much did you spend? Have you carried on working somewhere? Did you earn some money? So okay, well that's less income that you needed. So
is that like, with a lot of these cases, suddenly like a light bulb goes on, and they get suddenly realise, okay, I can understand it, and then there's a figure, and they know what to aim for, or a line not to cross.
Absolutely, and because this gents had never had advice, there are things that he's heard, there are terms about in the pensions industry uses, and actually be able to have a one-to-one chat and explain things along the way. He said afterwards, I now understand a lot more about all of this stuff I've been sent through the post, or I've Googled, or I've done whatever. So an online search is great, you'll have loads of information. One-to-one advice actually means you can see what should I do, what shouldn't I do, I know my options, and then being able to have some help to put the plans in place.
Absolutely.
That's where we add real value, and I know, I'll get excited about that because we can help people change their lives.
Well, I hope you're going to get excited by the question that we've had from another viewer. I've got to say big thanks to Karen Walton, who dropped us an email asking this question. Are you ready for this one, Nick?
Okay.
My father-in-law says I should be putting some money into stocks and shares, ISAs, instead of putting it into savings accounts.
Okay.
But she says, that sounds a bit risky to me, although I don't really understand them. Can you help? I think we've got just the man.
Okay, so when it comes to risk, it's very much a personal thing. So for some people, having money in a bank account feels like a risk because it's in a bank account and the bank might go under. Massively unlikely, but the bank might go under. For other people, Bitcoin's the best thing since sliced bread. Don't clip that and put that anywhere because that's not my opinion.
Not out of context.
Not my opinion.
Want that, do we?
No. But there are various range of assets all along the way. But what you're able to do if you do go for the stocks and shares version is select the level of risk that you're comfortable with, and then have a portfolio that matches that level of risk. Generally, the higher up the risk scale you go, the more you've got in stocks and shares. The lower down the scale you've got, the more you've got in things that are not stocks and shares, although it's called a stocks and shares ISA, so it's a little bit misleading. But you can have corporate bonds, you can have gilts, you can have other things, commercial property, you can have things that don't correlate with the stock market. They could do the opposite of whatever stock markets are doing. And over a period, so depending on the length of time you're investing, stocks and shares will do better than cash if you hold them for long enough. So that's for the lady's question. If she's able to put the money aside and kind of forget about it, maybe pay in every month so you benefit from dips in the market, you get more units, or put a lump sum in and forget it for at least 5 years, then you can think about investing. If it's less than 5 years, the chances are you might be in a cycle that's in a dip at the time you want to invest. You disinvest, you're in cash, and you might get back less than you put in. And that's not down to a provider, that's down to timing of the market. So really the length of time is more important. And also having money for a rainy day outside of that. So cash ones are okay because they're instant access probably, and you can currently get good rates on cash ones because the interest rates are pretty good. They will hopefully be coming down soon as far as the mortgages side of things, and that will knock on effect with bank accounts as well. So the cash no risk will be lower. You could say that no risk is actually risk because it's lower than inflation. So to give a stocks and shares ISA has a chance of beating inflation because you're investing in other assets that have got a chance.
So really, from Karen's point of view, if she's somebody who's in the same kind of situation as the client you were talking about earlier, who's reaching retirement age, it's a very different scenario than if they've got a pot of money that they're looking to lock away for a decade or something like that. So.
And length of time could be linked to amount of time until you're going to access it. Could be linked to her age. If she's in her 30s, it might be a different proposition than if she's in her 70s. And we have investment corridors that we work to when clients get older because they don't need to take as much risk. So overall, they invest less assets in riskier things. And once again, riskier on the scale could still be medium risk, but it's giving it a bit more of a chance for proper growth than the cash-based.
I thought it was impolite to ask a woman her age, so I don't know how old Karen is,
No,
I'm afraid.
I agree with you. It's dangerous ground.
Absolutely. Great to see you as ever, Nick.
Perfect.
Thanks for catching up. See you next month. Thanks a lot.
Next month. Thank you.
Well, I'm here with Dawn Roberts from Northwood. We found a quiet corner of the Shropshire Business Festival, which is great, Dawn. So you're one of our sponsors of the Shropshire and Telford and Wrekin Apprenticeship Awards, which are taking place in October. Before we talk about that, just tell us a little bit about Northwood.
Yeah, so we're a fully integrated supplier of paper tissue products. So we have a recycled business. We manufacture what we call jumbo reels of large paper tissue, which is in our mills. And then we convert that big jumbo reel into tissue products, so facial tissue, toilet rolls, and you remember the blue rolls that we were cleaning our trolleys down with during COVID? All of those. And we put out something like 3 million toilet rolls a day, 200,000 of those blue rolls a day, and you'll find us everywhere. We put product into all of the private label retail brands, so Tesco, Morrison's, Asda. You know the poo rolls? Have you seen the poo roll?
Yes, yeah, yes.
Yeah, so that's us. We also then are around in schools and colleges, in the NHS, and in the Savoy Hotel, and in stadiums such as the Etihad and so forth. So we're in 1 of 10 places. So you've probably come across us, but you won't see you won't know our name particularly.
So it's quite a big operation then, isn't it?
It is. We've got across the business, including our Spain operation, we've got 1,000 people. We've got 900 plus in the UK, and nearly just under 300 at the Telford site.
And obviously apprenticeships are part of your business, aren't they?
Indeed, we very much want to develop skills within our business, young and old, because anybody can be an apprentice and be on an apprenticeship. So we have people who are further in their education, doing things like masters in supply chain, but then we also have apprenticeships who are developing skills such as maintenance engineering and process engineering and production.
So I guess you've had some success stories then.
Oh, we have. We've doubled our apprenticeship programme in the last 12 months, and we've also been able to attract females into what would traditionally be, typically male-dominated roles like engineering, maintenance engineering. So we got our first electrical maintenance engineer last year, which we're really pleased with, and she's doing a fantastic job.
That's really good. Is there any challenges then when trying to find apprentices?
No, not usually. We have a good track record in attracting apprentices. We pay the living wage for our apprentices, which we think is really important. We're a living wage employer, and we have a programme where we review their salary every 6 months, so that by the end of the programme they come out on the rate of pay for the substantive position, and I think that's enabled us to attract more apprentices this time round.
It's really good when you're doing things like I said with the living wage, especially at the moment. So your involvement then as a sponsor in the Shropshire and Telford and Wrekin Apprenticeship Awards, it's great to have you on board. So how is that important to you?
Oh, we're delighted to be the sponsor, especially for the large, medium and small size businesses, because apprenticeships are important for any size company. It's important that you grow your talent, because finding people, it is tough. It is tough trying to find people, especially people with skills and experience. So how better not to grow your own and grow them in the techniques and tools that you want them to have, and the behaviours more importantly as well, because it's important that people have the right behavioural skills as well, like communication, teamwork, and those sorts of things. So it's not just about the functional skills and knowledge. It's those behaviours or what makes a company great, and you can train those
it really does make a company, doesn't it, sometimes?
It does indeed, yes. Yeah,
forces that workforce. Listen, it's brilliant to chat to you, so we're very much looking forward to October when the awards take place. It's going to be a great night.
It is. I'm really excited and looking forward to seeing who wins.
Absolutely, we all are. Thank you, Dawn. Thanks for having a chat to us at the Shropshire Business Festival today.
You're welcome. Thanks for inviting me. I found the Marches Education Partnership Pod here at the Shropshire Business Festival, and Carl Jones has been catching up with Rob Lees from Telford College, who are part of the partnership, to talk about upskilling opportunities. Let's take a look.
So Rob, good to see you. Tell me about the college's involvement then in this Marches Education Partnership. How did it come about?
This has all came about on the back of the LSIP programme, which has been running for a few years now, a major initiative from the government to engage employers to find out exactly what employers need. So
Local Skills Improvement Plan, is that right?
Local Skills Improvement Plan, yep, then that's it. So a huge initiative to engage employers to find out exactly what employers are needing, what skills development requirements they've got, what staff upskilling requirements they've got. Once the initial LSIP phase was completed, it then moved into the LSIF, the Local Skills Improvement Fund. This is when the government made available a pot of money that colleges could apply for to then realise the needs of the employers. They encouraged collaboration throughout all of this. So the college came together with 2 other colleges, so Shrewsbury College and Hereford and North Ludlow College, along with some small independent providers. And through that we formulated plans based on the LSIP, the outcome from the initial consultations, and we proposed a number of courses and strategic plans going forward that would meet the needs of our employers in our local area.
And it's all about skill shortages and where they are the most potentially damaging to businesses.
Yeah, definitely, that's exactly what it is. For any number of years, colleges have been fantastic at delivering training. And we deliver lots of training, 16 to 18-year-old training. We deliver a lot of apprenticeship training. And a lot of these are mandated courses, so they are government funded, they're approved for funding through the government, and they meet larger strategic goals. This was really about talking to employers to find out day to day, what is it that you've got, what is your problems, what would you need us as a college to provide to you to fill up gaps in the skills of your employers.
Were you surprised at any of the findings or not, or is it what you'd have expected to hear?
Well, the great thing about the college is we have got some fantastic employer hubs, and I've been running the engineering employer hub now for about 3 years, so it was very much what our employers were telling us. Now, that is why we deliver the full-time courses we do, and it's why we deliver the apprenticeship standards that we do, because that is what we've been told by the employers they need. So it's in maintenance that we deliver maintenance to the full-timers, because a lot of our employers require maintenance. We deliver electronics to our full-time students because lots of employers say they require skills in electrical electronics. So it wasn't a great surprise. So it was really good to know that what we were doing anyway was aligning with our employers. But this gives us an opportunity now to target adults and currently employed people and deliver the skills that they require.
Excellent. And we're here in the Discovery Centre, which is sort of engineering hub of the college, isn't it? Absolutely. Which I guess is where most of the programmes on this latest phase are going to be delivered. Do you want to just run through with us some of the latest programmes that will be starting soon?
Yeah, sure. So the LSIF 1, as we call it, that's based on the advanced manufacturing and automation stage. So that will, as you say, that will be delivered predominantly here in the Discovery Centre. So part of the LSIF grant funding we've received is we will be doing a major redevelopment project on this. So we will be redeveloping this whole area, knocking down walls, enlarging the space, buying new equipment. So £600,000 worth of investment to redevelop and buy the latest state-of-the-art equipment, which will feed in exactly to the automation requirements of our employers.
And the specific programmes that are going to be delivered. And in fact, you've got a new prospectus, haven't you, that's just come out, which we'll have a little look at in a minute. And a lot of it's mentioned in here, isn't it? It's very much around electrical engineering, isn't it?
Well, as I touched on a minute ago, the majority of our employers in this region, we engage with them, food and drink manufacturers, and they require maintenance personnel. So our apprenticeship standard is focused on maintenance. So we've got 4 major streams within this first project. All of them are geared towards maintenance technicians and finding the gaps in those maintenance technicians' training and upskilling. So focusing on mechanical devices, electrical devices, so highly important for maintenance engineers, focusing on automation, so programmable logic controllers, PLCs, and then things like electronics and electrics for maintenance engineers. So yeah, our focus is on those maintenance engineers, those maintenance technicians, and providing them the skills required to be able to be more effective and more efficient in their workplace.
So are a lot of these short, sharp courses rather than lengthy ones?
That's right. A big part of our employer feedback through our engineering hubs was the like a lot of the training we deliver, a lot of it was too long. So 36 weeks, 1 day a week, it's a big commitment to an employer to give up their workforce to come to college. So these programmes are all designed on very short courses. None of them are more than 6 hours long, so 1 day, designed to be selected as required. So it could be that employee A only has a requirement to do one of the PLCs. They already have a basic understanding, they want the intermediate PLCs, that's the one that they have to do. Whereas employee B may have no understanding of PLCs whatsoever. So they will come in, they will do the PLCs basics, then the intermediate, all the way through to HMI, so human machine interfaces, and do the whole gamut, the whole range of the 4 courses. So it's purely whatever the employer and employee require out these courses, they can drop in and drop out as they need to.
And who can qualify for this? Is it just people in Telford and Wrekin or Shropshire, and you have to be in work or out of work? How does it?
So at the moment it is for people who are employed, but however there's a number of different funding streams available through the course. So we could tap into things like adult education budget. So there's any number. So as it stands at the minute for this first period, it will be employed people who meet the requirements of the funding.
When do the first programmes in this tranche start then?
So we will be starting like a kind of soft rollout, so like a fact-finding gathering exercise in about the next month. So we're running some courses with small amounts of people on to get feedback from the employers to find out what works well, what doesn't work so well, to give us a time to fine-tune, with a view that from September 2024 we'll be able to run out the full set of 16 courses for employers to book their employees onto.
So most importantly of all then, Rob, where do people go to find out more information, and what should they do if they're interested?
So best place to go is the Marches Education Partnership website. So the website has got all the information for all the courses from all the partners on it. So it's a one-stop shop for anybody who's interested to go on, look at the courses, and they can register interest right now. They can also get information at any of the college open days. We'll have the literature available, so come along to the college or go to the college website, and we often have rolling news on the website which will be able to link through to these courses.
Excellent. Exciting times then, Rob, yeah?
Yep, fantastic. It really is. As I say, we're very good at delivering courses to 16 to 18 year olds. We're very good at delivering apprenticeship. This is giving us a real chance to deliver exactly what employers need in this region to upskill their workforce.
Great to see you. Thanks for your time.
No problem, Carl. Thank you.
Now, who have we found here? Katie Rink from My Shrewsbury. For anyone who doesn't know about My Shrewsbury, sell it to us.
Oh, right. Thank you very much. Well, here is our latest magazine. We are an A4 glossy magazine all about Shrewsbury life. We love arts and culture, representing all the great stuff going on in Shrewsbury.
You're online as well, aren't you?
We are, thank you. We have a website, myshrewsbury.co.uk. And that has different content on, so that's where you'll find out everything that's going on in Shrewsbury. So don't rely on social media and it whisking past you and you don't see what's going on. Come and have a look at the website and our weekly what's on content there.
Where can people find the magazine then?
So we print 10,000 and hopefully you'll bump into it wherever you are in town, because we drop them at all key public buildings, so the Market Hall, Theatre 7, in the museum. We also put 4,000 through the doors and another 6,000 go out to lots and lots of local businesses, 350 local business drops. So yes, hopefully wherever you are, you're sure to bump into one.
And I love the fact that you use local artists to produce some amazing front covers as well, don't you?
That really is, for me, the best part of the job. I absolutely love it. So we've got to know some of the amazing creative people working in Shrewsbury. It's something that I think as a town we should be really proud of. We are really proud of, I think. And so we've had actually some quite famous people on the front covers of My Shrewsbury magazine.
Go on, name drop.
So over there is Mike Perkins, who's the Marvel DC comic book artist. He's done a couple of covers for us now. Also we've had Charlie Adlard, The Walking Dead, obviously. And over there's Doodle Boy, international superstar that is Doodle Boy. And Matt Sewell, who's a very lovely, they call him Banksy of the bird world. You know Matt Sewell.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yes, I absolutely love every cover that we've had. And there are people out there collecting and framing all of them. So It's very popular.
Which is great. Well, great to see you. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. You're very kind. Lovely to see you guys.
Now, you can't come to a business event without catching up with Rachel and Kelly from Shropshire Chamber of Commerce. Guys, how's it going today?
Really good, isn't it? Yeah, the vibe in the room's great. Great to see everybody.
It's really nice just to get out there and network, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Caught up with some people that I haven't seen for years, so it's great. Gets everybody out.
It does. Now, Kelly, the awards are fast looming. How's things going?
Busy. The deadline is tomorrow for the awards.
So by the time this goes out, that will have gone.
Yes, they've been coming through thick and fast. It's really good response. We've got the new categories, which is really people are really interested in. So looking forward to it, and lots of new people applying, new businesses. So the word's definitely getting out there.
Which is great, isn't it? Just to spread the word and celebrate the great businesses we've got here in Shropshire.
Definitely, there are some hidden gems, and we really want to celebrate those that don't necessarily able to get out of events like this, but they've got a great story to tell, and we want to hear it.
Are there still tables available?
There is, yes. If anybody's interested in tables, email us, give us a call, grab us at an event, and we can go through all the details.
Search for Shropshire Chamber online, they'll find you.
Yep, they will absolutely. You can book it online or through us, whichever's easiest.
Guys, listen, have a good rest of the day, won't you? Speak to you soon. Well, I'm here with Rob Griffiths from Blue Orchid Recruitment. Rob, how is the recruitment industry at the moment?
It remains quite a challenging area for a lot of businesses. Certain industries are doing very well, and it's quite a buoyant sort of situation that they're in. Other industries are finding gaps in the market where they are finding particular challenges with certain roles that they're looking for. So yeah, across the board it's quite mixed, but it remains quite buoyant because thankfully a lot of businesses are still very driven to expand, to invest, and it's quite an exciting time for the market as well. So
you notice from the current and recent Shropshire Chamber of Commerce at their latest quarterly survey, it said that there was a mismatch between employers and those wanting and looking for jobs. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, since the pandemic, there's been a lot of changes in priorities. So you're seeing things like people having needing or particularly wanting to work from home, having some more flexibility. That's, given a bit of a challenge to certain businesses who want to bring people back into the workplace or maybe can't accommodate that on a long-term basis. So there's been challenges competing with city firms or larger firms.
You've got local companies and maybe they are competing with firms in Birmingham, in London even, that can offer a better salary maybe, but the job's still here in Shropshire. So for a local Shropshire firm, that is a challenge, I guess.
It is, absolutely, and it's very much about how you market yourself, how you change yourself to, look at different things like changing benefits or, enhancing the culture of the workplace to be able to then compete against the larger firms or those firms who are able to look at other things. So sometimes it's really subtle, small changes to be able to ensure that you're getting people still within the local area to come and work for you. You don't want this brain drain, which is what they call it, where you've got these great people, like you said, moving out to the cities because of, bigger opportunities. It's very much about making your environment a lot more welcoming to keep those people in and allow them to thrive. So there's things.
Are there any industries or growth sectors at the moment?
So in terms of challenges, there's massive growth sectors within accountancy, marketing, and the legal sectors, but because of the necessity for certain qualifications, they also have the challenge of, again, bringing people in with those particular experience and qualifications, and again there can be challenges for larger firms. So it's all about marketing, communicating, and ensuring that you're really looking for those right people.
And I guess if businesses have got those challenges, they can contact you.
Absolutely. We're always here to support and help. Either be through recruitment strategy or actually getting involved in finding the right people. More than happy to reach out and speak to those people.
Rob, thanks for chatting to us. Have a good day, won't you?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, I'm with Richard now from Crispy. And Richard, what have you got going on here today?
So we've got an office furniture obstacle course. Because we sell office furniture, we've got a bit of fun, radio control cars, running over desks and filing cabinets. Fastest time of the day, wins a prize, wins a chair actually at the end of the day.
Brilliant chair, which is always nice to have a nice comfortable chair, isn't it? Now you've just launched your new website, haven't you, with your new online store?
We have, yeah, only the last couple of days. So we've got a discount code till the end of April, April 10. So if anybody wants 10% off, go on the new web store and order their pens, paper, stationery, desks, chairs, whatever they need.
Are people still working from home? Are they back in the office? Are companies now wanting to refit offices? How's that working?
Yeah, definitely seeing more refitting offices. They're trying to make them more attractive so people want to come in, they can collaborate. It might not be all week, but it might be 2 or 3 days of the week with colleagues. So there's quite a few refits going on to try and make people want to come back in and also make the spaces different. They used to be full of desks, rowed up. Now they're having more communal spaces, collaborative spaces where people can get together and work, but possibly not at a desk traditionally all week, really.
I guess is that something maybe that's come out of COVID, I guess?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just changed from then, really. Some people jumped on it straight away. Others have, been in a halfway house, not sure. Some were working at home, some weren't. So it's just been, over the last few years since COVID, really, things have changed, depending on the business, depending on the line of work that company's in, really.
I guess for those that maybe are still working from home, they're migrating off their dining room tables, and I guess they're setting up offices at home as well.
So more and more people are coming in, buying a better chair because now they're at home for longer. They might have had a cheap one to start with in COVID and lockdowns and things. Now they're upgrading for something better because they know it's a more permanent solution either all week or at least part of the week, really. So that's good opportunities for us, really.
Listen, I'm going to go and have a go on one of these vehicles. Thank you.
We found a comfy corner here at BizFest. I'm here with Michael Hart, Managing Director of Bridge Cheese. You're sitting comfortably, so?
It's very nice. Good spot.
Now, Bridge Cheese, I guess the clue is in the title of your company, but tell us a bit more specifically about what you do.
So we're now in our 6th year of trading. What we do is we make functional cheese and we buy natural cheese. And what we do is then blend them together into specific customer blends. So a customer might be looking for a particular cheese that melts in a particular way or cheese that tastes a particular flavour. So we then work with our customers to develop customized blends that we then grate, shred, dice for them and then supply into the food service and food manufacturing sector.
So you're not dealing business to consumer, rather, it's more business to business?
It's business to business that we focus on. So whilst our products aren't on a retail shelf, you'll find our products on, if you go for a Costa coffee and a cheese toasty, it's our cheese blend that's on the top of that toasty.
So if you're blending, in that way, it's infinite, isn't it, the number of different kind of creations you can come up with?
Totally, and certainly as a business, I think when we went in and set the business up, it was really focusing and working with customers to understand what their needs are and then develop specific blends. And then certainly with the challenges that we've had economically with COVID, cost of living crisis, customers are now really looking at what they can offer their consumer and offering a point of difference. And thankfully for us in the sector that we operate in, we've been in the right spot to give their customers customised solutions.
And you're based in Telford, yes. And you've grown a lot in those 6 years. I mean, how many people do you employ now?
So, started 6 years ago, and in our wildest dreams, we've now up to 80 people. We thought we'd get to 15 if it all went really well in the first 5 years. So the business has grown really, really well. We've been very fortunate with the staff we've got in our business, a lot of long-term service employees that we have. So certainly focusing on bringing the right talent into the business, growing and developing talent, bringing apprentices into the business.
And do you find that easy to find the kind of people that you want?
Finding people, but then I suppose ultimately there is a labour shortage challenge that every business is facing. We've had to really look at that in the last 2 years and focus on employee engagement. A lot of businesses, we talk about PR to external world, but it's how we engage with our staff on a day-to-day basis. So really focus on improving our staff facilities. We've done things like to all our staff, everybody gets 1 kilo cheese every week to take home to share with their family. So growing and developing for us is the way forward. Recruiting is a challenging market, so we try to focus on bringing people into the business, give them a role and see where they want to take their career.
So do you sell abroad as well as at the UK? And I'm thinking about the challenges of exporting food-related products in a Brexit world and all of that.
Yes, we have actually shipped product to Australia, believe it or not. But certainly Brexit brought its challenges when it comes, and particularly for a business like us who are small to medium size, we had to step back from it. ultimately we were not commercially viable and competitive for our customers when we looked at a lot of the red tape, veterinary inspection, shipping costs. So that is something now in terms of our next phase of growth is something we're beginning to look at and really trying to establish ourselves again in the export markets.
Looking ahead then, Michael, over the next couple of years, what's the plan for the business? Is it growing organically, doing what you do now, or is it breaking into new areas, new products?
Very well put. I think certainly what you just said, Carl, about new products. I suppose the food industry is well publicised that volume can be brilliant, but it's the right type of volume to keep us commercially viable. So we're very, very happy with the growth of the business. We're not desperate to grow, but we will continue to grow when the right opportunity presents itself. So with that in mind, we've now just recently invested in £60,000 in a new pilot plant. We're investing in a new NPD area. So what we want to focus on, continue to grow, but growing with what we do well and look at then at new products, R&D into existing markets, but also looking at export markets and new markets.
Excellent, exciting times then. I can't let you go though without asking you, what's your favourite cheese?
Well, believe it, for me it has to be a West Country mature cheddar. You know, you can't beat it. And certainly when you see some of the cheese products out in the UK market, you know, British cheese has got a tremendous reputation for quality. And again, in our world, it's about promoting that into our export market. So that's certainly something we're going to be building upon, Carl.
I'm flying the flag for Shropshire Blue myself. I do like a bit of that as well. Great to see you. Thanks for your time.
No, thank you very much and have a great event. Thank you.
Did you know entries are now open for the Shropshire Telford and Wrekin Apprenticeship Awards, the very first one?
We've got categories for apprentices, we've got categories for employers, and most importantly of all, entry is free.
It's all on our website. Go there, find out the details and enter.
Closing date for entries is June the 28th. You've got to be in it to win it.
Shropshire Live. News and entertainment for Shropshire. Shropshire Live.
Well, it's time now to head back to the Shropshire Leadership Conference, which took place at Theatre 7 earlier this month. Let's take a look.
Right then, pace of a panther, it says behind me here. Peacock Energy, tell me all about you and what you do.
It does. Hi, I'm Jesper. We work for Signal CX, and we have a product called Service Animals, and that's what we're here today to talk about. It's all about how to read people really effectively and quickly, just based on the behaviours, what they say, and what you can read from their body language, and using that to adapt your style to build trust more quickly and to build strong relationships.
So you've been exhibiting and doing some seminar sessions as well, haven't you?
We have indeed, yes. We ran a masterclass this morning. Really enjoyed it. I got some great interactivity with it, where we taught people all about how they can very quickly read people. But that's only half the story. We have reminded them that it's all about understanding themselves first, so they know how to then adapt their styles. And we've invited them to go and do our report for free to be able to do that.
Why did you want to get involved in this event then?
We felt it was really important to come out. I think someone said it this morning. Business and leadership doesn't just happen in London. And actually, we wanted to come out to Shropshire to meet some more SME-style businesses and speak to them about leadership and how service animals can help them in their jobs.
Well, thanks for bringing us some animal magic.
Thank you very much.
Now then, we've come to visit the team from Unison here, so just introduce yourself. Tell me your name and job title.
My name is Claire Osborne and I'm the branch chief of staff.
You've brought all sorts of bits and pieces with you today, so tell me a bit about what you've got.
Yeah, so we've kind of flipped it up. So usually we come to events to try and recruit members, but obviously at Leadership Conference we're here to try and advocate for the benefits of working alongside trade unions. And I think as some of the keynote speakers have spoken about the importance of collaboration. So not only do we work on an individual level dealing with people's individual cases, is a lot of the time we are strategic and credible stakeholders in businesses, and we can work alongside strategic leaders to talk about change, and we can work as positive change agents. We can critical friend, we really take a critical friend position to be able to, because we work across a broad range of spectrum, we can advise people and say that's not a good idea, or we've spoken to our members because they've got that psychological safety of talking to us that perhaps they don't.
And have you had some good conversations so far?
Yeah, we have had some really, really good conversations, and obviously because this is a local event, we've got a lot of our strategic partners anyway.
Great to see you, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Well, I'm here now with Ed from Agility in Mind, the key sponsor of the event today. And Ed, am I right in saying it was one of your colleagues being here this time last year that provoked you into getting involved?
Yeah, our CEO came here last year and he was just massively impressed with the quality and the quantity of speakers that he had and the content that he took away. I think it was really powerful. He came straight back to our team and started talking about things he'd learned and things we could try out and things he could do differently. And I think it's really inspiring, I think, was the thing that we all took from it. So when we had the opportunity to come and sponsor this year, we wanted to be part of it because we wanted to be associated with something that's such high quality and such good value, really.
And tell people a bit more about Agility in Mind if they don't know.
Yeah, well, we help businesses of all shapes and sizes find better ways of working, and we do that by helping them do the right things, do those things right, do them fast and do them together. And we use all kinds of lean and agile techniques primarily to do that, but working with individuals and teams all the way up to leadership teams and CEOs, we make sure that people get some of the, what I would say, the basics right. So are they aligned? Are they collaborating well? Do they have a good vision? Is there a sense of purpose? How's the culture? But most crucially, are they working together just to get things done? That's what people need. People need to get things done.
We're coming towards the close of the event now. How have you found it?
I mean, I've just had an immensely enjoyable day, I have to say. I've met loads of great people, and I think one of the things that I think characterises this is a really good, healthy blend of public sector and private sector. So there's been some really amazing people who've come in and met, shared over, like bonded over shared experiences, regardless of what sector they come from, regardless of what vertical they work in. For example, earlier on, there was someone who was kind of a data scientist who was talking to someone who comes from the agricultural sector. And actually, in some ways, the professional worlds are miles apart, but they really bonded over kind of classic leadership problems, and they were able to get together and just maybe sort of think things through from a different perspective. I thought that was great.
Well, those sort of conversations are great, aren't they? Because they are people that probably ordinarily would never be in the same room together.
Yeah, and I think that's the power of events like this, really, is that it does bring people together. And, you know, as we said right at the start of the day, this is about collaboration, it's about the conversation, it's about meeting new people, and it's about sharing. And I think that's just been immensely positive for everyone that I've spoken to.
And you've ticked the full box today. You've been on stage with us at the start of the day.
That's right.
You've got an exhibition stand here behind us. You've been in both auditoria, haven't you? So
Yeah.
you've done workshops, breakouts. So and the interaction, I think, from with people, the audience is the one thing that's really jumped out at me today.
Yeah, I mean, so I wasn't expecting a day off for sure, yeah. But I think it is the conversations that have been going on all day that have been, you know, really powerful. And the audience have been great, and they've been really supportive of the speakers, have been really great speakers. So just generally speaking, the environment has been sort of really conducive, really positive to some sort of like great learning outcomes.
If there's one takeaway for you today, what do you think it would maybe be?
That we really just need to get out more. I think we've all learned that it's kind of quite easy to be at home and it's quite easy to do meetings on Zoom, and I love that, and I think it's great that we don't have to travel so much and we've got more time kind of at home with our families. But really what we should take from this is that making the effort to get out there and see people, you can't beat it. You don't need to do it every day, but you've got to make the effort, because if you get out there and you meet people, you will find out something new, and that's great.
Well, thank you for making the effort. Great
All
to see you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks a lot. Thanks. OK, well, Shrewsbury Colleges Group is one of the supporters of the event here, so just to introduce yourselves and tell me your job titles.
OK, I'm Michelle Dawes and I'm the Director of Higher Education. And I'm Corinne Brown and I'm the Business Development Manager.
And I can see you've got two different brands here going on today, though, so just explain a bit about that.
Well, the higher education part, we've recently gained some government funding to support employers and individuals taking up qualifications. So that's the Shrewsbury College part of it, and I'll hand over to Corinne for the Marches.
Yes, so the Marches Education Partnership is all about 3 colleges being in a partnership for various projects. The one we've got running at the moment is in engineering and construction, and we have private training providers who are sorting this particular project. They're all here on our pop-up banner today, and we're just really here to promote those projects and how great they are.
And how have you found the event so far? I mean, with 2 headline speakers down, still some more to come this afternoon. Have you enjoyed it?
Really good, really informative. It's nice to have time to sit down to think about leadership. I think the first guest speaker, Michael, was excellent, really inspiring, but they all have been. So, you know, it's a great range of different sort of media around leadership. So yeah, very exciting.
I always think it's trying to remember all the good stuff to take away with you before it slips out of your mind, isn't it?
I know, and at this moment in time, my mind has gone blank, but I'm sure by the end of the day it'll all come back.
Yeah. It will, I'm sure. Nice to see you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Carl. Cheers.
So I'm here with Louise Welsby and Dr. David George, who have just been on stage giving a presentation about, well, you tell me about what?
Well, AI Insights for Business. It was really about empowering business leaders to understand the potential of generative AI, and then we used customer service as the main example on how they could really transform their businesses.
And give me a bit of an idea about your background and what qualifies you to be standing on stage talking about it.
Well, David's the qualified one to talk about it. I'm really his supporter, but I run a marketing agency, and actually when I first met David, I was very suspicious of generative AI. I was worried about what it was going to mean to our business. So over the past 12 months, we've been learning how to integrate it and use it to enhance productivity, enhance creativity, and really improve our business success. So, and we've done some podcasts and we've done some webinars together, haven't we, David?
We have indeed.
So you've managed to put Louise's mind at rest, have you?
Hopefully, yes. I'm the bit of steak and Louise is the sizzle, you know, in our partnership. Yeah.
Tell me a bit about you and your background then.
My background is sort of mathematics and computer science. I've been in the artificial intelligence space for many years, so it's not just with respect to generative AI, which is still relatively new to me as well as everybody else. So it's a very exciting technology and can absolutely add lots of value to business.
Fast moving though, isn't it? You've got to spend so much time keeping yourself informed about what the latest things are that you need to know, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we started talking to Chantel about this leadership conference 6 months ago, and couldn't really provide her the exact information about what we were going to talk here today, because we could only really do that a month ago, because we knew there were going to be seismic shifts in the capabilities of generative AI and what that means for businesses. So yeah, it's a huge task, but and it can feel really overwhelming to business owners who are too nervous to head down that road. And really I think the message that we wanted to get across today was incremental change can be transformative. And really understanding the potential and then identifying just individual tasks that you can implement. Generative AI initially could make a huge difference, and then you can grow with it.
And I know one of the points that you made in your presentation is that it's very much a case that AI is there to help you and not control you.
Exactly, it's there as a helper. Use it very effectively as an aid, as a tool for the business, not necessarily as the final solution. And that's why there's always needs to be a human in the loop. So,
are people frightened of AI, do you think?
Well, I think a lot of people are, because there's an enormous amount of hype around it. People think of the Terminator and killer robots. And of course, generative AI is nothing like that. And AI, there are generative AI is a subfield of AI. There are numerous other forms of AI that we've all been using under the covers now for many years, but nothing has sparked our imaginations so much as generative AI.
And I guess that's the thing, isn't it, Louise? A lot of people, who think, oh no, AI, I'm frightened of that. But actually, they're already using it, whether they realise it or not.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, really in every day, in everything that we're doing online, we're largely interacting with generative generative AI without even knowing it. So every time a survey pops up, or we're asked for a recommendation, or we're interacting with a customer service model through social media, all of that is generative AI, and we've become really accustomed to demanding that kind of level of customer experience, and now it's just about understanding how we can use it effectively for our own businesses.
Yeah, we've been using artificial intelligence in the form of what we used to call knowledge-based systems or expert systems for years and years and years. I mean, 20 years ago, I was building knowledge-based systems that would support process innovation in large businesses by automating processes that were knowledge-intensive. So we would work out ways of capturing human know-how about how to solve a problem, and then apply inferencing techniques to actually make the computer reason the way in which the expert would to solve the problem.
The big difference now, I guess, is that it's right at the top of the agenda and everybody else is talking about it as well, aren't they?
And there are so many other opportunities with this latest form of AI, generative AI. Yes.
Brilliant to catch up with you, and a great presentation. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Carl.
Indeed. Thank you.
So what have you made of that today then? Have you enjoyed it?
I have enjoyed it. It's been really informative. It's been one of those fantastic days which opens up your mind, gets you thinking creatively about what you can bring back into the workspace. I've written down lots of actions, which is always a positive end to the day. I've come away really positive, which is also fantastic, and I think it's added a lot of thought and it's added a lot of weight to a direction we were kind of going that's going to encourage us to go there even quicker, which is fantastic. And it's added in a lot of paint into the gaps. Does that make sense? I think with these kind of conferences you pick up lots of different things, and I think that's what's so inspiring about it. It's what's so positive about it, taking that time out of the day, hearing people from lots of different spheres talk about all the different aspects of leadership, and then taking back what we can back to our organisation to make them stronger, more resilient, and more fun, and more inclusive, and more dynamic for the future. So yeah, really great day.
So how do you feel about today? What you enjoyed?
Yeah, it's been really good. We feel really motivated, and we're going to go back to our organisations and put lots of things into effect.
Yes, it was brilliant. It was very interesting to talk with Michael. It was really inspirational. It was really good. It's the first time I've been to one of these events, so it was very positive, and I'll definitely come again.
So tell me what you thought of today and any particular highlights?
Well, it was very engaging, wasn't it? It was quite interactive, which was great, and yes, it certainly gave us some pointers in terms of leadership skills, and yes, I enjoyed it very much. It was really good.
Yes, I'd echo the same. I really enjoyed Michael this morning. I think he got us off to a great start, and then the interactive sessions were really great. The service animals have been particularly fun, us all trying to work out what we are and what we think each other are in terms of those categories, so it's been a great day.
Yeah,
what are you then? Much. I need to know now. What animals are you?
Bit of a panther and an owl.
An owl, I would say myself, yeah.
Is that a good thing?
I think so. He did say whatever you think you are, you're pleased to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
he didn't say there was any rights or wrongs, did he?
No.
Great to see you. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Great to see more of the Shropshire Leadership Conference there. Now, the very first Shropshire and Telford and Wrekin Apprenticeship Awards are set to take place later this year in October. Our very own Carl Jones has been catching up with Paul Inions from McPhillips to have a chat about the awards.
So, Paul, I guess I should start by saying happy birthday to McPhillips, shouldn't I? It's a big anniversary this year.
It certainly is, not for me, but yes, for the company. Absolutely, it is. Yes.
Tell us a bit about it.
So, yes, the company's celebrating 60 years in operation this year. It's a fantastic achievement. Obviously, it precedes my tenure, but I've been here for 30 years, so I've seen the company evolve from what it was in the 90s to what we are today.
Just how different is it in terms of the kind of jobs you do and the size of the business then?
Wow, I think when I joined the company, Carl, we were a £5 million turnover company specialising in roads and sewers for house builders. Now we deliver work nationally for the Dogs Trust, and we build all sorts of things from offices to hotels to animal welfare buildings and our traditional roads and sewers for house builders. So yeah.
Well, people see your name attached to so many projects here in Shropshire, let alone anywhere else, don't they?
Yes, they do indeed. Yeah. So West Midlands, wider West Midlands and Cheshire area really are our hotbed of activity.
Now, we're talking apprenticeships specifically here, and thank you so much for supporting the first Shropshire and Telford and Wrekin Apprenticeship Awards. Why are apprenticeships so important to McPhillips?
Well, apprentices for McPhillips, and I would go wider than apprenticeships. It's training young people to have an opportunity in the construction industry. Without them, we're nothing. And they've always been, since I've been here, they've always been crucial to our sustainability as a business. I started here in my 20s. The company put me through a training programme, and it's culminated with me being at the helm of the business. And we've got apprentices that have been with us for 25, 30 years who started on the ground, who now occupy senior positions within the business. And it's just about giving people opportunity, because without our people, we are nothing.
So that's the motivation for being an apprentice. They can see a progression path if they come here for you.
Absolutely, yes.
What kind of apprenticeships do you offer here then?
So we offer a groundworks apprentice. So guys come to us from school at 15, 16 years of age, and they go into a gang, onto the ground, out on site, in the cold, in the wet, and it's not always great. But they see the opportunity, because they can see from McPhillips that they've got guys who are managing them who are former apprentices, so they can see the opportunity that we create for them.
And what sort of skills are you looking for when you recruit these people?
We're looking for ambition and dedication, basically. Some of our apprentices remain on the ground as ground workers, and as I say, others grow within the business to contracts manager status.
I guess the appeal for some people is being out and about is exactly why they want to do the job, and they don't want that to change, do they?
I think so. It's all about being outside in the environment and not cooped up in an office, and that was for me what I wanted to be. I wanted to be out and about. So yes, I understand that. Yes.
What's the best thing then about choosing the apprenticeships route in terms of what they give back to the business?
In terms of what they give back to the business, I think when you look at an apprentice, when they come here from school as a school leaver, they're young boys, and it's always satisfying to see those guys 2 years later that they're young men, and when you talk to them, they have an appreciation of what the company is all about. So you can't get that from people who come to your business sort of middle-aged, and that's not to speak wrongly of middle-aged people, obviously. But they grow within the business, and they have an affinity for the business.
And I guess also you're able to shape an apprentice specifically with a bespoke package that meets the needs of a McPhillips apprentice rather than an apprentice just off a shelf.
Yes, absolutely. We can mould them into the ways that we want them to work.
And how's the business in general in its big anniversary year? Are things good? You've got lots of contracts in the works?
Yes, we're very, very busy. It's been a tough couple of years for industry nationwide in different walks of life, but construction industry specifically, it's been very, very difficult times. But we're busy. We're positive about the future. You walk around only in Telford locally, you can see what's going on at Southwater, at Station Quarter, and in the wider community as well. We're very, very busy. So positive, yes.
Excellent. And looking ahead to maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I don't know. I mean, how far in your business do you tend to look ahead?
We can only really look ahead for 12 months, because that's the visibility we have. But we identify with a pipeline of work that we can go looking towards. 5 years time, well, I'd look back 5 years to see where the business has come from, and I'd say, well, let's replicate what we've done.
Is there a challenge from a recruitment point of view at the moment? I mean, we're hearing a lot about how tight the labour market still is. Is apprenticeships a way of helping to solve part of that?
It's helping to solve, but there is still a vast dearth of talent within our industry. It's very, very challenging. People see construction as a dirty, wet, miserable industry, but we create jobs for accountants, we create jobs for buyers, we've got people in a transport office, so we're very, very diverse in what we do.
I was just going to say, Paul, finally, give us a big selling point then why somebody should come and work in the sector. And so you've sort of done that, really, haven't you?
Hopefully so, yes. Yeah. There's fantastic opportunity in construction, there really is.
Well, thank you so much for being part of the Apprenticeship Awards, and I hope you're going to help us judge and shortlist some fantastic finalists and winners this year.
Yeah, we certainly look forward to celebrating it with you, Carl.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks for your time.
Brilliant, thank you.
Well, it's been a busy Shropshire Business Festival.
It has. It's a busy old show, to be honest, with the Leadership Conference as well that we've been at. And a real good buzz, I think, to be honest, at this event. Much, much better than last year, bigger than last year. And I quite like these silent seminars that are going on over where you put your headphones on and you can deliver a complete presentation without upsetting any of the networking that's going on. I wasn't quite sure how it would take off, but it's been a real good success.
It's really popular, I think. It's a great way of doing it, isn't it?
And of course, from our point of view, a great way of connecting with so many different businesses, all under one roof. And hopefully, I mean, we've gone from axe throwing to woodwork, everything, ice cream making. What more do you want?
Exactly. And it's all on Shropshire Business Live TV. We'll be back next month. And of course, it's still time, Carl, to get your applications in for the Shropshire Telford and Wrekin Apprenticeship Awards.
If you haven't seen all about this, stwaa.co.uk is the website. If you're a company that employs apprentices, if you're an apprentice yourself, get yourself entered into this. The closing date is the 28th of June. It's free to enter, and we're going to have a fabulous party in October to celebrate the best of Shropshire.
You don't want to wish the summer away, do you? But I'm quite looking forward to October.
I'm hoping this wasn't the summer today. Let's hope the summer isn't over already.
It's raining now, so there you go. Anyway, thank you for listening, and thank you for watching, I should say. I'm in radio mode. Thank you for watching this month.
We'll see you again in May. Thanks a lot.